Business Speakers. Welcome to Miami Business Speakers Toastmasters Club. Before we proceed the meeting, please switch your phones to silent and remove any other distractions if possible. Remain muted unless invited to speak. Keep their cameras on and remember to switch them off if you need to step away. Use the chat function to provide feedback to others directly. Okay. Oops. All right. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. My name is Sebastian Cubides. It is my pleasure to introduce our club president, Maria Lozano. Please give a warm welcome to our president, Maria Lozano.
Thank you so much, Sebastian. Welcome, dignitaries, distinguished Toastmasters and Toastmasters. I am so happy for this meeting. We have a nice, great group, and thanks everybody for joining us today. Want to welcome all the guests, if we have any guests too. And let's just move the program along. I'm going to introduce our Toastmaster of the day, Rick Muci. Rick, take it away.
Thank you, Maria. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you. Hello, everyone, and thank you for that introduction. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome any guest. It's my pleasure to serve as your Toastmaster today. And I would like to talk about our theme for the day, which is starting a business, which is something I'm very excited about. I'm always thinking of new ideas. And I started my first business 22 years ago. And I love hearing about other businesses and how the struggles and the benefits of having an amazing business. Hopefully today we can learn more about that from each other. And this way we can push ourselves to reach these new levels. Now, I wanted to also just mention that because this is a business meeting, we're going to have some amazing speakers today. And these speakers are going to give us a lot of great info. Now I would like to go straight into the, for the benefit of our guest, I want to explain that the meeting is divided into 3 parts. All right. So we have the prepared speeches. We have our table topics. So get ready, you might get called on. And basically, probably my favorite part, and I think where Toastmasters really wins, is the evaluation. You could put in all this work, but all it takes is just that fellow comrade that gives you that honest opinion, and it can change your whole trajectory to a better communicator and a better business person. All right, so now I would like to call on the team so we can hear about each one of these roles. I would like to start off with the grammarian.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, as grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll also take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is optimize, which means to refine a system, process, or resource so it performs at its highest potential. One example of using the word is, we must optimize our resources before scaling the project. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting and also report on the usage of the word of the day. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Sebastian. Great job. Now I would like to go to our next functionary, which is our timer, Emilio.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Rick, Toastmaster of the day. Great job. So as the timer, I'm gonna pay attention to the time that has been assigned for your role. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna looking at. For speeches from 5 to 7 minutes. At 7 minutes, I'm gonna turn the green. At 6 minutes, the yellow, and at 7 minutes, the red. And then for the table topics, it's only 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, it's gonna be the green. At 1.5, the yellow, and at 2 minutes, the red. And then from the evaluation, which we have 3 minutes, at 2 minutes, it's gonna turn on the green. At 2.5 minutes, it's gonna turn on the yellow, and at 3 minutes, it's gonna turn the red. And that's how we're gonna. At the end, I'm gonna report if anyone has go over the time assigned. All right, thank you. Go back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Emilio, thank you for that detailed report. Now I would like to call our next functionary, which is our vote counter, Ingrid.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Ingrid Salamanca, and today I will be your ballot counter. And the purpose of this ballot counter is to collect and tally the ballots submitted by club attendees for number 1, best table topics, number 2, best evaluators, and number 3, best speaker. Please send your vote directly to me via chat. The ballot counter does not cast a vote unless there is a tie, in which case I will cast the tie-breaking vote. And that's it for now. Go back to you, Rick. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Ingrid. Great job. Now, if I would like to go to our speeches, if we would like to start off with
Point of
our
order,
first.
Rick. Our
Sorry.
general evaluator, Kathy.
Oh, I apologize. Okay, I'll pass it on to the general evaluator.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. So as your general evaluator today, I'll be leading the third section of the meeting, at which time I will call on our 2 evaluators and then the functionary reports afterwards and give a general overview of how the meeting went. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you. All right, are we ready now for our first speech? All right, great. All right, name is Betty Ortiz-Valdes. Be doing the pathways, visionary communication, evaluation, and feedback. The speech title is Small Business Opportunities. Distinguished Betty Ortiz-Valdes has been a Toastmaster since 2016. She was employed by a Miami-Dade County Aviation Department and has over 30 years of government experience in commercial operations. She retired in 2014, started her consulting business, and provided services to Miami-Dade County in 2024. She closed her business after moving to Central Florida. Let's welcome Betty, Small Business Opportunities.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Owning a business is rewarding and also challenging. It's like a roller coaster. It goes up and down with twists and turns. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. 36 million small businesses are in the United States, of which 92% are micro businesses. They're made up of home-based businesses or sole entrepreneurs. They make up 1 to 5 employees, including the owner, as well. They have a special target market or a special designation of services. Some of the examples of a micro business are sub-consultants, independent contractors, small store operators, or freelance graphic designers. When considering a business, take a look at all the available online resources. I have provided 2 sites that are SBA.gov and SCORE, which is a nonprofit organization. They provide all kinds of resources, free business mentoring, a lot of templates that you can use for marketing skills. They have webinars and also workshops. One of the things that you should be asking yourself is there a demand for your product or service? Do you know your customer? Why do businesses fail? Often, excitement of a new business comes first and then research. How many of you, once you registered your business, you ordered business cards? Me. Did you know who your customers were? Kind of. That always comes later. Business planning is the most important thing to focus on. That way you can't go wrong. In 2023, 1.1 million small businesses were launched. In the first 2 years, the failure rate was 20%. 50% was within the next 5 years, and 65% after 10 years. Why do they fail? Well, they don't have a business plan. Again, they don't understand what their target market is, their customer needs. And often, small businesses are more established, and for competition, the micro businesses, it's hard for them to compete against these small businesses. Miami-Dade County has a department for small business. That's an opportunity for you to check out that department and see all the available guidance and opportunities that they can provide. If you are a minority, such as I am a minority business owner, I'm a woman, and also Hispanic. They have opportunities that you can participate in bigger contracts, and they provide you with opportunities to participate. And I had several contracts, and it's wonderful. It's a lot of fun, and you learn a lot. Now, every month, Miami-Dade County, they host a meeting for business community, and they provide opportunities for the projects. Networking is also involved during these meetings. And you'd be surprised how the various county departments, they come and they're looking for vendors to buy products and services. It's a great opportunity. If you're in person and you can attend next November 7th, try it out. Are you ready for the big move? In closing, do you believe that you have the skills that it takes that people are willing to pay for? You don't have to quit your job on the first day when you launch your business. And upon everything else, remember, you have an opportunity to learn a lot from the small business development, look at the resources, so you will not be on the top 20% within the first 2 years. Good luck, you all, and I hope to hear a lot from you, especially with our club. We can all learn from each other. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Incredible job, Betty. I will say, I think Betty just gave us a $1 million idea here. So I hope everyone got as much benefit as I did. Good job. All right, now we're going to move on to our next speaker. Niurka? Yes, hello, Niurka. Okay, perfect. Niurka Castaneda is going to be doing a presentation mastery, understanding your communication style. That's a 5 to 7 minutes for you, timer. From paper to purpose, the story behind Amore Umbrella. Niurka turned a simple class project into a thriving business and has dedicated herself to helping others build companies that align with their values, passions, and lifestyles. She is the author of the book series, How to Start a Business That Fits Your Lifestyle, designed to guide aspiring entrepreneurs from idea to implementation while mastering time and building a way that works for them, not the other way around. Please welcome Niurka, an entrepreneur, author, and founder of Amore Umbrella. From paper to purpose, the story behind of Amore Umbrella.
Hello, everyone. My name is Niurka, and I'm a veteran entrepreneur and the founder of Amore Umbrella, and also the author of How to Start a Business That Fits Your Lifestyle. Today, I want to share a story, my story, but also a truth that I hope resonate with each of you. The path from idea to a life you love starts with one simple step. My journey began as a class project. Just a small idea on paper. But that idea became a what if. What if I do it for real? And it became Amore Umbrella. At first, it was just a concept. But the more I explored, the more I realized its potential. Not just to become a business, but to create something meaningful, something that reflected who I am and what I care about. Creativity, purpose, and community. So persistence and action, because it does take persistence. I transformed Amore Umbrella from that simple idea into a company that now spearheads projects such as Keep on Living, a documentary about veteran suicide prevention awareness, support the 10,000 Women Rising movement, and lead the Amore Umbrella Women 3-part Veteran Initiative, where we gather signatures from veterans across the country and military spouses to ensure the voices were seen and heard. This work reminds me every day that ideas can grow into real impact, but only you take the first step. Here's what I learned. Passion is essential, but it's not enough. Starting a business or chasing any dream take action, planning, and courage. We get stuck thinking we need the perfect timing, the perfect plan, and the perfect resources. But the truth is, motion creates clarity. Action creates momentum. And perfection creates paralysis. And here's the most important lesson I want to share with you. Just do it. Don't wait for perfect. Let it be messy. Let it be uncertain. Let it be beautifully imperfect. But start. Start today. Because done is always better than perfect someday. If you doubt that starting imperfectly can work, remember the Mona Lisa. Leonardo da Vinci worked on that masterpiece for over a decade. He never considered it finished, and yet it changed the world. Your ideas, your vision, and your effort, they have the same potential. You just have to begin. So begin today. Start. Take that first step. Build, adjust, and evolve. Masterpieces and meaningful business, they start with an idea, and they don't have to start perfect. They start with you, with a decision, and they start with your courage. Entrepreneurship doesn't have to be overwhelming like it was for me at first, because you don't have to sacrifice your peace to pursue your purpose. You can build a business around your life, not the other way around. You don't want a job, you want a business. So that's how my hope on how to start a business that fits your lifestyle can become more than a guide for you. It becomes a reminder that you have everything it takes to make your vision a reality. All you need to do, start. Thank you.
Excellent job, Niurka. I will say there's nothing like real life experience, and I can tell from your words you've been through all of it. So good job on keep pushing. All right, now we're going to go to our impromptu part of the meeting. We're going to be going with our table topics, and I would like to please present our table topics master, Ramon.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. That's right. It's time for everyone's favorite Toastmaster segment, Table Topics. Of course, this is the part where I ask prepared questions and you give me unprepared answers. And just really quick, the reason we do this, overall, our impromptu presentations, we should strive to make them as polished as our prepared presentations. Impromptu speaking is an important skill, whether at a social event, you're speaking with friends, or whenever the occasion requires it. And so we are going to practice impromptu speaking today. Speak for 1 to 2 minutes, please. If you can pin the timer so that you don't lose track of time, that would be wonderful. So to begin, our first question, nice and general. What is the most difficult part of starting a business? What is the most difficult part of starting a business? You know, with these small meetings, everyone has a speaking role, but can I start with a guest? I think she's a guest, Maria.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody.
Hi.
I am coming from Seattle, Washington, after being there for 10 years. Actually, it's been 2 years that I've been here today. And I just started my own business out of, I think, necessity and need. I've always been an IT project manager. I used to be a software developer. And now being here in Miami is very difficult to find that role. And I've started tutoring here and there. I tutor kids in math, chemistry, and physics. And I just started my business, and the most difficult part was finding a name. What's going to be the name for my business? I couldn't find a name for it. And I had this inspiration, and I called from one of the most famous memes in math, which is the triangle, and it says find why. And I named my business Find Your Why, because I also want to coach teenagers in public speaking. That's also something that I noticed here in Miami. Kids in general cannot speak. They have Spanglish, which is not really a language, but just getting them to speak either English or Spanish. Give me one language, please, and give me one sentence. They grunt, they point, they look up, they have all these up talk. So I'm partnering with one of the champions of District 2 to start. It's called Speak, Lead, Feed. And then she coaches kids to take them to TEDx talks. So I'm hoping that with time, through the tutoring in math, I can also get students to become public speakers. But it's called Find Your Why, and the A's will come.
Thank you so much for that wonderful answer, Maria. And welcome from far away. That's wonderful. Great job. Our next question, also nice and general. What qualities make someone a great founder of a new business? What qualities make someone a great founder of a new business? Can I go to Evelyn? Would you like to take this one?
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and our topic master, Ramon. Gee, you really have to pick on me. But yes, I think I'll go for it. Because you know why? The number one feature or character or trait that an entrepreneur should have, or a founder of an organization, is to have a vision and, of course, the courage. So I'm being bold here by taking that bold step on having this vision and making it a reality. So if you found a need, just like Maria did, then you have to go for it. You need to have the courage to start something, getting a client, putting this vision into reality, putting words into your vision and having a purpose. And then, of course, if you don't have the guts or the courage to even take that step, that vision or the founding of that organization will go nowhere. So always be courageous, bold, and if you're an Aryan born in March, April, then go forth and be bold. Back to you, Mr. Topic Master.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Evelyn Benson. Vision and courage. I love it. Absolutely, I agree with that. Very important qualities for a business founder. Our third question this afternoon: what is the bigger danger? Paralysis of the analysis or jumping into an idea too quickly? What's the bigger danger? Paralysis of the analysis or jumping into a new idea too quickly? Can I call in another guest, perhaps Shabana? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, would you
I
like
can
to try
give
this
it a
question?
go. I can give it a go. So a little bit about me. I'm kind of an odd duckling here in this meeting. I live in Switzerland,
Wow.
but I'm American. I'm from New York, and I'm interested in business because I have had a long career in science, in academic science. And this question is actually pretty fitting for me because analysis paralysis is something that a lot of scientists struggle with on a pretty regular basis. But I like this exposure to this more business-oriented side, where I'm a big fan of businesses and how they can be how small businesses can be started and how jumping right into things, how people can be brave enough and courageous enough, as our last table topic answer mentioned. Let me get to an answer. Which is the bigger danger? From a scientist perspective, I would have to say jumping into it would be my personal preference, because I do think some research is required. But at the end of the day, if you have enough courage and a lot of experience and are bold, then jumping into it can also be a good path that could be very fruitful. It's a matter of your risk tolerance. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful answer. I love that scientist angle on it. Research is required, and ultimately, it's always going to be some variation of a balance, right? Yes, you got to have the initiative to jump into it, but don't get paralyzed by too much thinking. Thank you so much. Our fourth question this afternoon, fellow Toastmasters: how is starting a business today different from 20 or 30 years ago? How is starting a business today different from 20 or 30 years ago? Does anyone want to volunteer for this one? If not, I can call on someone. Perhaps another guest, Luke. Would you like to try this one?
Yeah, I can take this one.
Welcome.
So I'm in North Carolina, Boone, North Carolina. I'm at the College of Business in App State. And I'm 18 years old, so I don't know much about business 30 years ago, but I would say definitely now the biggest difference is the internet. I would say starting a business, the main thing you got to think about is the internet and how you can make it on like websites and stuff like that you didn't have to think about 30 years ago. Yeah.
Keep going. Give us some other ideas. You're so close to the green light.
Yeah, I would say like today, knowing your target audience is definitely important through the media. because you can better get to that target audience by using social media and stuff like that. Yeah.
And before, decades ago, what'd you have to
Yeah.
do? Well, I guess you're 18. Maybe you don't know. Oh, you got the green light. You're good. All right,
Okay.
Luke, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, fellow Toastmasters. We're doing on time. We have 6 more minutes. Okay, our 5th question this afternoon. Okay, a scenario. Mark Cuban knocks on your door with a $100,000 check for your dream business. What do you do? So knock, knock. Can I give this one to Sebastian? You want to try this one? I know you have a role, but I think you give an interesting answer.
Sure. So Mark Cuban shows up at my door and I say, and with how much money? $100,000?
100 grand.
Well, I am a fashion designer by trade. I started a business venture this year that is not exactly in my industry. It's in health and wellness, but I really want to be a fashion designer. I want to get my line off the ground. I want to start locally with seamstresses and then watch it grow from there. Even though that is a lot of money, I feel like that money could be better spent in advertising and really getting my name out there. I think I would really focus on video presentation on social media and really focus on the craftsmanship of the work and then worry about the production of the clothing later on, because that it's more about presenting my vision as a designer as opposed to, because that would gain the trust of the public. Because once they see that the designs are good, they would want to find the interest in purchasing from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sebastian. Fantastic answer. It's always difficult to know if you have a limited capital and you're trying to get a business started, those critical early decisions, right? So you went with advertising. I think that's that's a perfectly reasonable choice. Thank you, Sebastian. Okay, I think we have time for one more before I summarize it. And our 6th question, fellow Toastmasters. You're going through your day, mid-afternoon, perhaps it's 12:32, you're driving or you're attending a Toastmasters meeting, when a great business idea comes to mind. What do you do next? A great business idea randomly comes to mind. What do you do next? Can I try another guest? Grayson, do you want to try this one?
Sure, I'll give it a shot.
Welcome.
Hello. Yeah, I'm Grayson. I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida, and I've been trying as a serial entrepreneur in my own way for many years. And I would say if a great business idea came to mind, I would say maybe I'd bounce the idea off of somebody I trust to see if it is valid. And is there someone out there that would, buy my idea? I would, make a plan to create a proof of concept in some small way that I can make or break the idea in a very simple, low cost effort, and try to see if it's worth pursuing. That's it.
Thank you, Grayson. Fantastic answer. So some people might say I record my ideas down, or I go running to a trusted advisor, but I like your idea and start pitching it and seeing or putting together a proof of concept. Fantastic. All right, fellow Toastmasters, to wrap it up, we have 2 minutes left. Our first question, and I'm going to go through a summary to make it easier to vote. Our first question this afternoon was, what's the most difficult part of starting a business? Maria gave us her answer. She clarified she's living in Miami now. Sorry about that, Maria. She started a tutoring business, and for her, the most difficult part was finding that name and getting started. But she has found a name, and she's well on her way. And she's working with folks in District 2 to develop it. Question 2 went to Evelyn. What qualities make someone a great founder of a new business? Vision and courage and being bold. Getting your vision and making it into a reality. Question 3 went to Shabana. What's more dangerous, paralysis of the analysis or jumping into a new idea too quickly? Coming to us from Switzerland via New York, she said she's interested in how people can be brave enough to jump into things. And she gave us an interesting answer from a scientist perspective. She'd like to do a little more research. She'd like to err on the side of doing a little more research and just quickly jumping into something. So I appreciated that answer. Question 4, how is starting a business today different from 20 or 30 years ago? This went to guest Luke. Of course, the internet is the biggest difference from 20 to 30 years ago. Now you can create a website, find a target audience on social media. Very different from back then. Question 5, Mark Cuban, knock, knock with $100,000 for your dream business. What do you do? That went to our grammarian, Sebastian. He's a fashion designer. He has a business there. His first move would be prioritizing advertising and getting his name up there, building trust with his audience, and worrying about production later on. And our last question, what do you do when a great business idea comes to mind? Went to guest Grayson, and he would first bounce the idea off someone he trusts and start working on a proof of concept. So that will conclude our table topic session, fellow Toastmasters. Please send your vote for your favorite table topic speaker to our ballot counter, Ingrid. And if you haven't already for the prepared speeches, I guess we're voting on those as well. Make sure you get this to our ballot counter. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day.
Excellent job, Ramon. This is the second time I see your table topics, and it's back-to-back amazing. So good job. Now we're going to go to our third part of the meeting, where our general evaluator, Kathy Dyke, will take over. Go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before we cast the votes for best speaker and table topics, could I get a timers report to make sure everyone's eligible?
Yes, of course. Yes, you should. You should, and you are gonna get it, Kathy. So, so that's what I have. So speaker number 1, Betty Ortiz, took 5 minutes and 40 seconds. And speaker number 2, Niurka, 4 minutes. And for the table topics, number 1, Evelyn, number 1 was Maria Gandarillas, was 1 minute and 40 seconds. Evelyn Benson, 1 minute and 20 seconds. And Shabana, 1 minute and 55 seconds. Luke, 1 minute and 5 seconds. Sebastian, 1 minute. And Grayson, 1 minute and 9 seconds. That's the report for the timing.
Thank you very much. Can we get a motion on the speakers, the 2 speakers, because 1 was below time? How do you want to handle that? Everybody's at both.
I'll move to waive the speaking time requirements.
Me too.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, well, let's get started. Okay, so for our guests, the evaluation portion of the meeting is quite an integral part of the whole Toastmaster experience. Here, our speakers will get feedback from assigned evaluators, and remembering that the evaluations are a personal reflection on the speech. There are certain criteria that speakers have to meet, but this is a personal judgment, on the part of the evaluator. And we stress that evaluations should be constructive, but at the same time be encouraging. So we're going to move right now into the 2 evaluations, and then I will be asking for our functionary reports, and then I'll give a general overview of the meeting as a whole. And so we have, I think we're right on time at 12:36. We're doing very well. So now I'm going to call on our first evaluator, who is the coach of this club and also Area 50 director. Michael Strong Mason will be evaluating Distinguished Toastmaster Betty Ortiz-Valdes, and her speech is entitled Small Business Opportunities. And this is her evaluation and feedback project. Help me welcome Michael with her evaluation of Betty.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Kathy. And I wanted to welcome everybody this afternoon. This evaluation of Betty is an overall understanding of why small business opportunities are important. And she captured the audience from the very beginning. She talked about the good, she talked about the ugly, and she talked about the bad. So the good, the bad, and the ugly. Things that she discussed was why it's important to know your audience, your marketplace. Is there really a demand for this particular business? What I will say is that Betty did an enormous amount of research in regards to this particular subject. And it's important that we know that it's starting a business is a real venture, and you can't just jump into it and jump out of it thinking that this is how things work. She was clear. She had good vocal variety and great eye contact. What I would like to see her work on is involving the audience a little more, to be a little more interactive with her particular projects. Now, what I will say is that because this was a wealth of knowledge in a short period of time, it was a lot of information that she was given, so she only had a specified amount of time in order to do it. What I would also challenge you to do, Betty, is to use more gestures. Maybe stand up. And what I will say is that your presentation, you did something I have never seen done before. You were in the presentation as it was ongoing. I need to know how we optimize that and everybody else gets an opportunity to do it, because I love that. There is a demand how and when to know your market. Owning a business is a difficult thing, and all around, this was a great presentation. And I think one of the things you need to think about doing is doing it in a longer scenario and maybe doing a webinar, because this was really important, the steps that you take in order to start a business. But great presentation, and I thank you very much for doing it.
Thank you very much, Michael, for that great evaluation. And we move on to our second evaluator, who is the Pathways co-chair for District 47 and a past area director for Area 50 and the club president. Help me welcome Maria, as she'll be evaluating Niurka's speech. And Niurka was speaking from the presentation mastery path, and her title of her speech, From Paper to Purpose, the story behind Amore umbrella. Help me welcome Maria.
Thank you so much. I wear many hats. Niurka, thank you so much for your speech. I really enjoyed it. You told us the story about Amore umbrella, how you took it from a class project to reality, to something that you love, and when you built your business around your life instead of the other way around. I really love how you mentioned those things to get us interested in your speech and your topic. One thing that I would tell you to work on would probably be a little bit in the pronunciation, like the word veterans. Try to sound that out all the way, veterans. Just, maybe in front of the computer or recording it, or in front of the mirror. Just practice it a little bit so that the pronunciation comes across a little bit better. And also work on how you fit the communication style quiz that was given in the project, how did it fit into what you do at Umbrella, Amore Umbrella? And I also think that the Amore is probably an acronym that means something, but you could have told us maybe a little bit more about it. That's where I would think that you would want to work on. From what I hear, what the company does, you sound like you're an altruistic type of leader. I came out that I was a coaching type of leader when I did this project. So I would have liked to see a little bit more of that. But maybe you are some type of hybrid type of leader. And to challenge yourself, I'd echo Michael's sentiment. Standing up really brings out a lot when you're doing a speech, because we get to see more of your gestures, and you're telling us more of your story when we get to see more of you. And so that would be something that you can do to challenge yourself. Using a little bit more vocal variety too would be something that I would recommend, and a little bit more of audience awareness. So for example, your organization caters to veterans. I would ask, who here is a veteran? That's probably a couple of people, maybe, or not, or maybe have a husband or someone who is very close and dear to their heart who has been a veteran. But all in all, I think that you excel in your speech, and I would love to see much more of them coming. Thank you, and back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Maria. Emilia, could I get a timer's report, please?
All right, I already provided with the table topics.
Just me for the two evaluators.
All right, so we have, I have Marco, 2 minutes and 55 seconds. And Maria, 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Good job.
Thank you very much. Both evaluators are on time. Please send your vote over to Ingrid for your choice of best evaluator today. And now I'm going to ask the functionaries to give their reports. Then I'll give a little bit of feedback that I've on for the evaluators and for the meeting in general. So let's start with our grammarian, Sebastian. Please give us your report.
Sure. As far as the usage of the word of the day, I believe I missed it. I didn't necessarily detect the word of the day, but I feel like the speeches were great. And as far as the improper grammatical usage, oh, I wrote it down here. I feel like everyone except the speakers use filler words, but it's okay. We're all here to learn. I feel like I did too. And as far as phrases and words that really resonated with me, I feel like both speakers today had particularly useful speeches for me personally. I am a new business owner. I just started a business this year. And both of the speeches really resonated with me. Also, Evelyn said entrepreneur, the best type of entrepreneur has vision and courage. And I that really resonated. Also, Shabana said experience combined with boldness is a powerful combo. And I really like that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. And if everyone has sent their votes over to Ingrid, I'll ask Ingrid to send the ballots to Maria so she can announce it at the end of the meeting. So we should have all our votes in for the best speakers, best table topics, and best evaluator. So just as a general overview for the meeting, I thought the meeting went really well. And just a feedback for our two evaluators, I liked Michael's evaluation. I like both of them, but I just wanted to mention that you captured some of the phrases, you know, the good, bad, the ugly, and really gave a nice recap of the speech, and your suggestions were good suggestions as well. For Niurka's evaluation, Maria, I liked what you said in as well, but I thought maybe you could mention to her that she could find a way, some of the suggestions you gave her for improving her speech would have extended her time because she was a little short. So if she had engaged the audience, then it would have taken up a bit more time. You don't have to get to 6 or 7 minutes. You can get to 4.5 minutes at least, but your goal should be 5 minutes. And if you had maybe asked some questions, it would have stretched out the time a bit. but both speeches were very interesting and really good. And just as an overall for the meeting, we started on time. And what I love is the fact that we have so many people from out of town. And I'm just wondering how you are all doing that. I mean, you took from Switzerland, from North Carolina, St. Petersburg. That's really speaking to the promotion that your club is doing to get, so for a lunchtime club, we have 16 people online. I think that's amazing. So, and I love the fact that you all have the backgrounds that sort of creates a very organized scenario for a meeting. I think the backgrounds were great. Who I don't know who came up with the idea, but it's a really, really good background. It's very, very good. But overall, I think you guys are on the right track, and you're focusing on business, which is the name of the club. And not only were the table topics questions aligned with that, but the two speeches were also aligned with business as well. And I think that's adding value to the meeting itself. So I think everyone did a fantastic job, and I'm happy to be here as a guest evaluator. And I'm going to turn it over now back to our club president, Maria.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Rick, for being Toastmaster of the Day. Great job. Thanks, everybody that participated. I just would love to hear a little bit from the guests. If you could just give me a quick overview of what you thought of our meeting, if you're coming back, should we send you an application, all of those good things. Let's start with Yamal. We didn't get a chance to hear from him or her. Yamal, am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, you are saying that correctly. It's Yamal, and I apologize. I did join about 15 minutes late. So when I joined, we were starting the discussion, so the impromptu presentations, which was great. I used to do Toastmasters when I was much younger, and I really liked it. I always struggle with public speaking, and it really helped me kind of develop there. And I've advanced further in my career over the years, and I'm doing more and more public speaking. And I thought it would be good to be going back to Toastmasters and developing further and doing more frequent preps or practices, so to say, right? So I'm really glad to be back. Really glad to see the environment again, which is obviously very casual, very nice, and very friendly. And I thought this session was excellent. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. We're looking forward to having you again. Shabana, what did you think? Quickly, just give us your assessment.
Yeah, I thought it was really great, very organized, very timely, and I really appreciated the structure of it. Like I said, I found it online, and I was just looking because I was under the impression that this was an American thing, because I've only heard about it in the States. So it was nice to attend. I do have some other ones that I have on my calendar to participate in, and I'm recently unemployed, trying to keep my skills up and keep developing.
Well, you're in the right place. We welcome you to come back anytime to our club. We would love to see you again. And that all organization, I have to thank Betty, distinguished Toastmaster Betty Ortiz-Valdes. She is super organized, and she keeps us on point. So thank you, Betty, for that. Luke, just let us know what you thought.
Yeah, I thought it was very nice and organized, and I thought that it made some good points on how to develop communication and public speaking, and I really enjoyed it. And I found it through a podcast I listened to.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Will you be coming back to our club?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, great, great, great. So Betty, I'm sure will be in contact with all of our guests, or should be in contact with all of our guests, so that we can get applications if you need. Grayson, can you tell us what you thought about our meeting?
I have no complaints. The meeting was great. I really do enjoy the structure of it. Like the other guests also said, my wife did Toastmasters in the past, and she said it was a great service to figure out or to develop your speaking skills. And I feel like
you gotta listen to the wife.
Yeah, gotta listen to her. Yeah. She was right. So,
Awesome. We're looking forward to having you back, definitely. And let me get to one. Who else is a guest? I know Evelyn's a guest, but we know what Evelyn thinks about our meeting. Maria, have you been before with Toastmasters?
Yes, I am a distinguished Toastmaster,
Oh,
and my club in Seattle died during the pandemic. It was called Seriously Funny, and this is different than Seriously Funny. Seriously Funny focused on adding humor to serious topics. We had somebody with a PhD in neuroscience. We had a PhD in chemist. We had my son, who's a rocket scientist. Very nerdy people in the club, so as to add humor. And the Seattle club, the District 2 clubs are not as structured as the other districts. So it was to have the structure of a Toastmaster club is welcome. I am dying to go to a club in person because I have not been to a club in person since 2019. I had been consulting with Deloitte, so I would go to clubs, not only my home club, but also in Pittsburgh and Houston. And my home club here in Miami was Coral Gables Toastmasters, and that club had 40 members when I moved, and out of those 40 members, 16 went to Seattle to visit me.
oh,
And I will tell everybody that the best thing about Toastmasters is the friendships that you develop. If you're coming to a Toastmasters meeting for the first time, yes, you become a better speaker. Yes, you have network, you become better at work, but the friendships that you develop are life for life. I can't stress that enough. I mean, what I have found there is true, meaningful friendships. Some of my friends have moved to Washington, D.C., and we visit each other and we
that's awesome.
talk to each other. So it's a great organization. If you're thinking about joining, don't think about it. Click, send that application, just join. It's fun.
We would love to have you here
I didn't
because
know how I came. Betty found me. I don't know how she found me, but here I am. Thank you,
I'm
Betty,
telling you,
for
Betty,
sending me 300 emails to come join
Betty
the
will find you wherever you are. So we are glad you
yes.
come back because we could always add a little bit of humor to the business, any business aspect. So we're hoping
Yes,
to have
I
you
have
back.
to come back because now I know that Betty will hunt me down anywhere I
Yeah,
go.
and you know what, Betty and I think Kathy and Evelyn, they're all from an in-person club. Are you guys in the same in-person club? Um, so talk to them because they have in-person clubs that you will enjoy, but we would love to have you in this one too. And before I pass it on, because I need to pass it on to our Toastmaster who has something to say, let me just announce the winners of the best speaker, Betty Ortiz, best table topic, Maria Gandarillas, best evaluator, Michael. Congratulations to you all. And with that, let me pass it on to Rick. And of course, if you want to join the club, let us know. You can stay after if you want to stay a little bit after. I'll be happy to stay and answer any questions that you may have. And I'm sure Betty probably will if she can. But we will be here to answer any question. Go ahead, Rick.
Thank you so much, Maria. It was a great meeting. It was a pleasure for me to be your Toastmaster, but I want to end this with a business idea, something that I want to share with you and something that helps me a lot. Okay. We all want to learn how to become better in business, so I want to share the value. You guys remember the old cartoons where there used to be a devil and an angel on each side? Well, in business, there's two things you focus on. It doesn't matter if it's a Fortune 500 company or a startup company. On one side is making money. On the other side is pleasing your customer. If you look at every single business, it all depends on where you're at. Some say in the middle, some want to be greedy and make all the money and not care about their customers, and some want all the customers and make no money. So every business idea, figure out what's the distance between making money and taking care of the customer. Thank you.
Great, awesome idea. A great idea. So we are on time. We're on track to finish on time. We have less than a minute. Any other thoughts before I adjourn the meeting? Betty, anything you want to say?
No, everything's fine. Thank you all for coming as well.
Awesome. Our next meeting, when is the date of our next meeting? I'm not even looking at the
November 13th.
November 13th. So please put it on your calendar, Shabana, Jamal, Grayson, Luke, Maria. We would love to have you back November 13th.
The theme is branding.
Branding. Oh, amazing. So come and be ready to talk about branding and everything around it. So because we will go in depth about it. And this meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much, everyone. I will stay behind for anybody who has any questions. Emilio, thank you. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Ramon.
Bye, everybody. Take
Thank
care.
you, Evelyn. Thank you, Ingrid.
Thank you for the
Bye,
experience. Take care.
Oh, you're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. So the guests didn't stay for questions.
Great job, Rick, as Toastmaster MC.
Thank you so much. It's been
Betty.
so
Kept it
long
smooth.
that I've been Toastmaster. You have no
I
idea.
know.
It was like
The-
riding a bicycle after 10 years.
No, you got it. The pacing was just
Got it.
fine and it went smoothly, flawless.
Thank you.
Okay? Take
Thank
care.
you.
What I would
Thanks.
say, Rick, you'd have to for the general evaluator introduces the team. So just on that, switching over to that's how I do it.
Maria, most of our clubs, we have the Toastmaster. They do it.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's funny because we do it. Okay.
Yeah.
So every club
Yeah,
is
we
different.
don't it depends. Some like like in our clubs we let the general evaluator discuss the session during the evaluation
Oh, I
session.
see.
So
Okay,
and
okay. But the
it's not part
Toastmaster
of the
introduces. Okay.
functionary roles.
Perfect.
Great job.
Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Evelyn, Betty, thank you so much. We couldn't have done this without you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, great job. Thank you.
All of those guests, did they actually those were people that you wrote to, right? All of them.
Meet
Yes.
up, yeah, online.
But you know,
Except for
the thing that stands out is the word business. I've never been to a Toastmasters group where there was a real common ground for everybody.
Yeah, that was the key, the spice. You nailed it. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're
And
getting
there
so
was-
much interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There,
Because
I was supposed to get 3 more guests today. One from India, from Indonesia, and what was the other country? Brazil. And there's another place. And they're all coming today. I don't know what happened. So maybe it's a
It
time
happens.
zone.
I was
Yeah.
going to ask, because this is, I feel like almost a new club, why don't we encourage people to do their icebreakers? I like, so we can meet everybody really,
Well, I think one of the meetings we're going to have a table topics, which deals with an elevator pitch. So everybody's gonna go and kind of introduce themselves and give their pitch. That's coming December 11th.
Because it was the first meeting that I attended here, everybody in the beginning was asked a question, but it took a lot of the time of the meeting. So
Yeah, when you've got an hour and you've got 2 speakers, so you gotta
you've got to balance it. Okay.
Great
And-
But
job.
we're gonna touch on everybody on December 11th.
And
Rick, can we go?
Bye,
Rick, can we go
Evelyn.
into TI and
Well,
do
that's
your
what I was
level
going
3?
to tell you. It's
Close it
already
up?
1:05.
I'm gonna go. Mhm.
I do have a meeting in a little bit. So why don't we plan out? Today is Thursday. Can we do it tomorrow around this time?
Yes, you just let me know. You let me know.
Yeah. Tomorrow, the 24th at 1 p.m.
All righty. Got it.
How do we do it?
Thank
Do we
you,
log
guys.
back into the Zoom?
No,
Or
no.
can we just do it by phone?
We could do it by phone.
Let's do it by phone.
You know how to. You could do it yourself if you want to.
Okay.
Try
I'll
it.
try. If I have a hiccup, then I'll just get with you. I'll
And
go
then
back
we'll get
to
on
the
Zoom.
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Okay. Come on. Y'all take care of yourselves.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you, Rick.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.